The theater lights dim, and before anyone can blink, a single note echoes through the hall, raw, trembling, and painfully honest. The crowd quiets instantly. You can almost feel hearts leaning forward. Before this story truly begins, remember one thing: moments like this don't happen every day. If stories of courage, talent, and dreams against all odds move you even a little, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay with us till the end, because what unfolds next is unforgettable. From the shadows walks a thin Filipino boy, barely 16, wearing a faded shirt that looks borrowed from life itself. His shoes are worn, his hands shake slightly, and his eyes scan the massive auditorium like he's trying to convince himself he belongs here. This is his first time outside his country, his first time on a plane, and the first time he's ever stood in front of people who could change his destiny in minutes. Back home, he sleeps in a small tin roofed house beside a busy road, where the sound of traffic replaces lullabies. His father works odd jobs when he can find them, his mother cleans houses, and music is the one thing that made the hunger and noise fade away. He learned to sing not in schools, but in hotel hallways where his mother worked late nights, listening to foreign songs flow through half-open doors. When the judges ask his name and where he's from, his voice almost disappears. He smiles nervously, explaining that he's here to sing Hotel California. A ripple of surprise spreads across the room. It's a legendary song, one that swallows weak voices whole. Some people exchange doubtful looks. Even Simon raises an eyebrow. The boy takes a breath, closes his eyes, and in that instant, the stage is no longer bright and terrifying, it becomes a small corner of his world where he used to sing to escape poverty. The first line leaves his mouth, and something changes. His voice isn't polished, but it's full of soul, deep, haunting, and emotional in a way that feels lived in, not practiced. Each lyric sounds like a memory, like a story carved from real struggle. The audience begins to react before they realize it, gasps, hands covering mouths, whispers turning into stunned silence. The judges lean forward. One of them already has tears forming, not because the notes are perfect, but because the pain and hope in his voice feel real. As the song builds, so does the boy's confidence. His shaking hands steady. His voice grows stronger, soaring through the chorus like it's carrying every sacrifice his family ever made. Flashbacks fill his mind, singing to drown out hunger, singing to keep hope alive, singing because quitting was never an option. The crowd begins to cheer mid-song, unable to hold back. People rise to their feet one by one, as if pulled up by the emotion in his voice. By the final chorus, the theater is electric. Judges are openly crying now. One presses a hand to their chest. Another wipes tears without shame. Simon, known for his cold expressions, sits frozen, staring at the boy like he's just witnessed something rare and unrepeatable. The last note rings out, long and powerful, hanging in the air before fading into silence. Then the room explodes. Screams, applause, standing ovations that feel endless. The boy looks overwhelmed, eyes wide, tears slipping down his face as he bows again and again. He doesn't fully understand what's happening, only that for the first time, the world is listening. The judges speak through emotion, praising not just his voice but his journey, his courage, his heart. And then, in a moment no one will ever forget, Simon stands. The crowd holds its breath. He walks to the buzzer, looks at the boy, and with a firm smile, smashes the golden buzzer. Gold confetti rains from the ceiling like dreams finally breaking free. The boy drops to his knees, sobbing, hands over his face, as years of struggle collapse into a single moment of hope. That night doesn't just change his life, it reminds everyone watching that talent can come from anywhere, that dreams don't need wealth to survive, only belief. The poor Filipino boy who once sang to escape hunger now sings to inspire the world. And as the camera fades out on his tearful smile, one message remains clear: no matter where you start, your voice matters. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs a reminder that miracles are real and sometimes, they begin with a single song. The lights dim slowly, and before the audience can even settle into their seats, a single soft guitar note hums through the massive theater. It's not loud, not dramatic, but it's enough to pull everyone in. The camera pans across excited faces, judges adjusting in their chairs, and a crowd buzzing with expectation. Before you continue watching this moment, remember this: stories like this don't just entertain, they remind us why we dream. If moments of hope, struggle, and raw talent move your heart, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay with us until the very end, because what happens next will stay with you long after the screen goes dark. From the side of the stage, a young boy steps forward. He looks small under the bright lights, almost swallowed by the size of the theater. He is a poor Filipino boy, just 16 years old, wearing a simple, slightly oversized shirt and worn-out shoes that have seen more hardship than comfort. His hair is neatly combed, but you can tell he tried his best with what little he has. His hands tremble as he grips the microphone, and his eyes reflect fear, hope, and disbelief all at once. This stage feels like another world to him, far away from the narrow streets and noisy nights of the place he calls home. Back in his hometown in the Philippines, life has never been easy. He grew up in a small tin-roofed house squeezed between busy roads and crowded buildings. When it rained, water leaked through the ceiling. When the sun burned hot, the walls felt like they were closing in. His father worked wherever he could at construction sites, delivery jobs, anything that paid enough to put rice on the table. His mother cleaned hotel rooms late into the night, returning home exhausted but still smiling so her children wouldn't worry. Money was always short, dreams even shorter. But music was the one thing that never left him. As a child, he would wait for his mother near the hotel where she worked. While she scrubbed floors and changed sheets, he sat quietly in hallways, listening. Through half-open doors, he heard songs from radios, televisions, and tourists' playlists. English songs, foreign voices, melodies filled with emotion. He didn't understand all the words at first, but he felt them. Music became his escape, his teacher, and his friend. He sang softly so he wouldn't disturb anyone, copying the voices he heard, pouring his own feelings into every note. Years passed, and singing became more than a hobby. It became a way to survive. When there was no electricity, he sang in the dark. When there was no food, he sang to forget the hunger. When life felt heavy, music made it lighter. His neighbors sometimes stopped to listen. Some smiled, some cried, some told him he had something special. But special didn't pay the bills, and dreams felt risky when survival came first. Then one day, everything changed. Someone recorded him singing and shared the video online. The internet did what the world around him couldn't, it listened. Messages came in, people shared his voice, and soon, an opportunity arrived that felt unreal. An invitation to audition on one of the biggest stages in the world. At first, his family thought it was a joke. Then fear crept in. Traveling meant money, visas, and courage they didn't know they had. But the boy looked at his parents with eyes full of hope, and they decided to take the risk. Now, standing on this stage, all of that history sits inside his chest. The judges ask him simple questions: his name, his age, where he's from. His voice shakes as he answers. The crowd listens carefully, already sensing something fragile and powerful in front of them. Then comes the question that changes the air in the room: what song will you sing? When he says Hotel California, a murmur spreads across the audience. It's a legendary song, difficult, iconic, and dangerous for someone so young. Some people smile nervously. Some doubt him. Even the judges exchange quick looks. The boy closes his eyes. He takes a deep breath. In that moment, the stage disappears. The bright lights fade away. He is back in a hotel hallway, sitting on the floor, listening to music drift through doors. He begins to sing. The first line is soft, almost whispered, but it carries weight. His voice is not perfect, but it is honest. It sounds lived in, like it carries stories far beyond his age. The audience leans forward. Conversations stop. Phones lower. Something real is happening. As he moves through the verses, his confidence grows. Each note feels stronger, each word clearer. Emotion pours out of him: loneliness, longing, hope, and pain, all wrapped into one voice. The judges' expressions change slowly. One of them presses their lips together, eyes shining. Another shakes their head in disbelief, smiling through forming tears. The crowd begins to react, gasps, and soft cheers slipping out between lines. The boy doesn't notice any of it. He is lost in the song, giving everything he has, because this might be his only chance. As the chorus arrives, his voice rises, filling the entire theater. It's powerful, haunting, and unforgettable. The audience can no longer contain themselves. Applause breaks out mid-song, followed by cheers. Some people stand up, hands over their hearts. The boy opens his eyes briefly, surprised, but he keeps going. This is no longer fear, it's freedom. Images flash through his mind. His mother cleaning hotel rooms. His father coming home tired. Nights without dinner. Dreams whispered in the dark. He sings for all of it. His voice cracks slightly near the end, not from weakness, but from emotion. And somehow, that makes it even more beautiful. When the final note fades, there is a split second of silence. Then the entire theater explodes. Screams, applause, standing ovations shake the room. The boy freezes, overwhelmed. Tears stream down his face as he bows again and again, not knowing how to process what's happening. He has never heard applause like this in his life. The judges stand. They clap, some wiping tears openly. They speak one by one, praising his voice, his courage, his story. They talk about how rare it is to feel something so deeply from a performance. The boy listens, nodding, crying, barely breathing. And then it happens. Simon stands up. The room grows quiet. Everyone knows what this moment could mean. Simon looks at the boy, his expression serious but warm. He speaks honestly, saying this performance wasn't just singing, it was storytelling, pain, and hope all at once. Then, without hesitation, he turns and smashes the golden buzzer. Golden confetti rains from the ceiling, covering the stage in light. The crowd screams louder than ever. The boy drops to his knees, sobbing uncontrollably. He presses his hands to his face, shaking his years of struggle release in a single moment. The judges come on stage to hug him. The audience chants his name. Somewhere far away, his family is watching, crying, screaming, unable to believe that their son's dream has come true. That night, the poor Filipino boy becomes a symbol of hope. Not just for his country, but for anyone who has ever felt invisible. His story spreads across the world, reminding people that talent doesn't care about wealth, that dreams don't ask permission, and that sometimes, all it takes is one voice to change everything. As the camera fades out on his tearful smile under falling gold, one message remains clear: never underestimate where greatness can come from. If this story inspired you, moved you, or gave you hope, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it because somewhere out there, another dream is waiting to be heard.